country's so damn great.
A Salina City Commission meeting and a study group brought people out to demonstrate. Their main concerns were how advisory boards are structured, concerns about police practices, and generally how our city is responding to what's happening in the world.
So transparency, probably. We have a real problem with the advisory board right now with the police department. They only see cases that are referred to them from the police department, and the only way you can file a complaint on an officer is to the police department. So that's a problem. And so, and then also obviously the military weapons. We have a $25,000 armored car that nobody seems to know about, and it didn't need city approval, and because it's under a spending cap, and it's just all crazy. We just need to get rid of it altogether.
Okay, anything else you want to add?
So much.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, just because we're out here doesn't mean that we don't love Salina or we don't love America. If anything, it means that we do. We want to see it better. We want to see people held accountable and see people, make sure that everything's on the right track. I feel like a lot of things in Salina have a lot of markings for a lot of problems, and that starts with our city. That starts with our commissioners, and it starts with our police department. And as much as I respect our police, I have to hold them accountable.
Those who gathered here on this hot summer day definitely feel strongly about their points of view, and several ideas were certainly represented.
Because I'm tired of these people out here thinking that their lives are safer to defund the police. Who are they going to call when there's trouble around? For example, we have another mass shooting. Are they going to step up and become the hero? I doubt it. Not many people here appreciate armed citizens or armed police officers. I feel safer in a country where I have the right to defend myself.
Do you feel like, the stuff that brought people getting active and thinking about community police and all that stuff was the Floyd death, and that happened in a whole nother state. What are you thinking about police at least being aware of some of the things to help that kind of stuff not happen?
They are aware, and if they do cause a crime that causes someone's life, they should be punished. I'm sorry, excessive force is not supposed to be used.
A country so damn great even her haters won't leave.
Yeah.
Don't defund the police.
How about you?
A country so damn great even her haters won't leave.
Yeah, and
Do not hate the police at all. That's not why we're here.
that seems to be a counter argument. That
Do you, I was going to say, when you say that very strongly, we do not hate the police, do you think people get the wrong idea about that?
Sometimes, yes. I've had people tell me that they think I hate the police and stuff like that. And a lot of people like to bring up the fact that I've been in trouble with the police and this and that. I don't hate police. I love police. I just don't feel like they should have militarized weapons. I just don't think they should.
One thing that strikes me being on this corner and listening to that constant repeat of don't defund the police, this country's so great, even the haters won't leave. All it's done is just repeating that in a loop. And I hope that we don't get in a situation where we're just repeating a mantra back and forth. There's a much deeper conversation to be had about this. And hopefully we're trying to draw attention to the public so they'll come in and look at these two proposals, which are to create a citizen review board so police are accountable, even if they are not violating laws now, or violating citizen rights. We know that. Second, not to bring in military equipment.
Many signs, lots of activity, and plenty of opinions. One sign brings John Brown into the mix.
Are you concerned at all, or have you gotten asked about the symbolism of John Brown had a wonderful goal, but violence entered into what ended up happening? Do you get comments on that?
Well, no, we figured that if he is a good enough symbol of fighting against oppression and slavery to be on the wall in the Kansas State Capitol, then people, I think, can separate that from the use of whether they are against the use of violence.
A lot of people said they think community involvement is good.
I think protesting is an American right, and
am happy that this fellow Trump supporter is here protesting as well, and I hope that it all stays peaceful.
A lot of this is getting people active and feeling strongly about the issues. How did you come into this and get excited enough to come out and demonstrate?
Well, I ran for city commission in 2019, and one of my platforms was really trying to get young people inspired to get involved in government, whether national or local. And I think this is the beginning of real, true involvement of Solana's youth in this type of atmosphere.
What are you thinking about the study session and, in fact, the items they were looking at today? What are your thoughts on that whole thing with the police department?
A country so damn great even her haters won't leave. We've always got opportunity to improve. A country so damn great even her haters won't leave. To really take a look at what is going on within our law enforcement and where can we make positive change.
Tell me where your strong pride and good feeling about our country comes from.
My grandfather, he served 3 major wars. He served World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. They were the most bloodiest wars of America. Hell yeah!
Well, if people are watching this a year from now, they need to remember that in Portland, Oregon, unmarked federal troops came in vehicles with military equipment and arrested people without cause from the federal government, run by Donald Trump. And I don't think any single one of these people who are going by would stand out for that for a minute as Americans if that were the case. But if we allow militarization of our police force, depending on who's given the orders up at the top, that could very well affect.
All the demonstrators I talked to have a common goal. They really want to get people to know what's going on. So overall, awareness is the issue, and we're so glad to be able to bring you some of this information from Salina Media Connection. And I'm Cerise Maddox.